Hello, and welcome to the Embassy of Sweden. Come on in and I'll show you something. Welcome to this exhibition called Pioneer the Possible. The theme of this exhibition is society's transition to carbon neutrality, because the time is now. This is the decade when we need to change our way of living, change our society in order to achieve carbon net zero. This is a presentation of what we are doing in Sweden, but also an invitation to you, to Japan, to join us, to come closer and join the co-creation in order to pioneer the possible together. As a basis for discussion, this exhibition introduces Sweden's efforts to achieve the goals of the Paris Agreement. It's not only measures taken by the Swedish government, but also by companies and by individuals. And this public discussion has been going on for a long time. Already in 1991, Sweden introduced a carbon tax, a tax on carbon fuel emissions. And since then, our GDP has grown by 86%, while the carbon emissions of Sweden have slumped by 30%. Now, our aim is to achieve greenhouse gas zero emissions by 2045. And the concrete plans for this is done by the industry in Sweden in various sectors in close collaboration with the government. Let me show you around. The Swedish transport sector aims to reduce climate emissions by 70% by the year 2030. Swedish truck makers are developing long-distance trucks driving on fuel cells and electric solutions. We have an airplane maker introducing a fully electric mid-range airplane by 2026. But there are also not only vehicles, but also roads are involved in this. We have several test roads around the country with different solutions. One on the island of Gotland, where the electric road is actually charging buses and trucks while they're driving on it through the road into the batteries. In fact, earlier this year, the world's first fossil-free vehicle was produced. It's a load carrier made for the mining industry by Volvo Construction Equipment, made using only fossil-free steel from hybrid. In the housing sector, one way of reducing carbon emissions is by printing whole houses with 3D printers using just as much concrete as needed. Another way is going all in on wood, making buildings all about wood, even high-rises made of wood. This module is about energy. One of Europe's largest wind farm onshore is being built in the very north of Sweden. Renewable energy is what we need in the future. We should also mention batteries. Also in the north of Sweden, the battery cluster around Northvolt is bringing jobs to an area where people have been moving out for decades. This is another good example of how our adaptation to climate change, our transition into a climate-neutral society, is bringing growth and new opportunities for the whole society. Consumers also have an important role to play in the transition to a climate-neutral society. With the app Karma, this fridge here makes leftover lunches available after rush hours to lower prices, helping restaurants and cafes to reduce their energy use and the waste of leftover food. Also in the fashion industry, a lot of things are happening in Sweden. We talk about slow fashion, where garments are designed to last for 50 years or longer, and super fast fashion, where blouses and shirts can be used once or twice, made by paper or other materials, that can then be disposed for recycling. So please come to our embassy and have a look at this exhibition. If you're interested in learning more about Swedish solutions and these cases, you can find information on our webpage and on our digital platform, swedendigitalvillage.jp. If your school or university is interested in coming here and doing a workshop on climate change with our exhibition as a basis for discussion, don't hesitate to get in touch. Thank you for joining us on this tour. See you soon. Arigatou gozaimasu. Mata ne.